Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is a place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Friday. So on Fridays, we talk tech, and we talk tech in a way that's easy to understand. So today, we always like to get started with um, this week in tech history. And because it's the time of year where we celebrate Black History Month, I wanted to share some stories with you about one or two Black tech innovators. The first one I want to talk to you about is to remind you of Katherine Johnson. I think we all remember her from Hidden Figures. She was one of the most important tech experts who worked on the National Aeronautics Space Administration, better known as NASA. She often solved difficult tech problems for the company. She was among the most prominent Black women innovators. Johnson joined another task force in NASA where she designed the path for the Freedom 7. She helped plan the first successful moon landing with her calculations. The other individual I want to highlight today is Alan Imtage. Alan was a systems administrator who later formulated and implemented Archie, the world's first internet search engine. Without Imtage, we wouldn't have Google and other websites used to search the web and optimize website content. So I just wanted to highlight those and share those two tech innovators with you today. With that, I always like to get started with a couple of interesting stories in tech. And one of them that I want to share with you today is about how drones are being used in agriculture in India. So let's get to it. Let's see if I can pull up this video and share my screen here. Give me a second. All righty, tighty. And I think you can see it. So let's get this party started.
Drone, you immediately think of aerial visuals like these, or that fancy action movie shot, or even a glimpse of celebrations from any event.
But now, drones are increasingly being used for a lot more, especially in a massive country like India with its own set of needs and challenges.
Like this agri-drone, many farmers are now renting these to spray pesticides on their farm. Ashok Kumar started using drones in his farm in Kanchipuram as a trial. He says it's way easier than hiring laborers these days.
டெக்னாலஜி இல்லைன்னா இன்னைக்கு விவசாயம் இல்லை சார். இன்னைக்கு விவசாயத்தை விட்டு எல்லாம் கம்பெனி லெவலில் போயிட்டாங்க. இப்போ ஆள் பற்றாக்குறை தான். நாங்கள் எல்லாமே நவீன முறையில் தான் இன்னைக்கு விவசாயத்தை கொண்டு போயின்னு இருக்கோம்.
These drones can be easily modified. So the same one can be used for seeding, to check water levels, or even study crop growth. Drone startups are mushrooming across India. There are more than 100 of them in the country right now. And farming is one of the key focus areas for many of these companies.
Let's say a farmer who owns about 1 to 1.5 acres of land. It is very difficult for him to make ends meet until and unless the yield and the productivity of his food crops increase. And that is where the drone fits in. The drone is able to use 60 to 70% of less amount of pesticides, 70 to 80% less amount of water. It is able to cover 10 to 15 times of more number of distance than a manual laborer. And it is able to do the entire job in about probably 1/3 of the time.
The Indian government is also offering loans and subsidies to incentivize the use of drones in agriculture. For years, India's agriculture sector has been lagging behind. Advanced farming equipment is way too expensive for small farmers. But drones, on the other hand, are easy to use, easy to transport, and they are affordable. So it's simple for even the small-scale farmers to give it a go.
நம்மளே ஒரு ட்ரோன் வாங்கி லீஸுக்கு ரன் பண்ணலாமான்ற ஒரு மைண்ட் செட் இருக்கு. ஏன்னா இங்கே எங்கள் சுத்துப்பட்டில் ட்ரோன் வந்து அதிகமாக யூஸ் பண்ணலை. இப்போ நான் தான் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். இப்போ செகண்ட் டைம் பண்ண போகிறேன். என்னை பார்த்து இன்னும் ஒரு 3 பேர் பண்ணும்போது அதுக்கு அடுத்து அப்படியே வந்து 30 பேர் ஆகலாம்.
I forgot I was muted. I want to say this about that. I thought this was fascinating. The fact that these farmers are now using drones to spread pesticides, and they said they were even using them to do seeding. Wow, what is this going to do to farm laborers? We just so many innovations. We have got to be more creative about how we go about making a living. Also, he said that he was not only going to, he's starting with this one drone, but the government is giving out loans to farmers. He plans to get another drone, rent that out, and eventually build up to 10 to 30 drones that he would be able to rent to other farmers. So he'll be in the drone renting business as well as in agriculture. And I thought this was really fascinating. What do you think about that? I put your comments in the chat about how, first of all, how innovative this is, that he would, first of all, invest in this, and then he could see how to scale it up so that it becomes a major business for him, as well as him being able to continue to be a good farmer and maintain his crops in a new way and cut his labor costs. Wow, all of that with drones. I didn't see that coming. Okay, I want to share another innovation as a result of tech. Because we're all, it seems like the beginning of the year, we all are concerned about fitness and setting goals for fitness and things of that nature. And the other day, I shared with you a story about how dogs are being trained with these pads that have lights in them so they can communicate with us and tell us what they want. They seem to understand what we tell them to do, but do we understand what they're trying to say to us? And so the device that was developed allowed them to communicate with us better, so that we would understand their needs and desires. But this one is all about how to get fit in a new way. And I think you're going to find it quite engaging. Okay, so let's take a look at this video. Let me get in here. Okay, and I'm going to run the video, guys.
Shape, and I prompts about testing some of the latest fitness gadgets. This is the Ipercut, a smart punch bag cover which you can put over any punch bag. At the moment I'm in free mode, which means I can decide what I want to hit. You can also set it to guided mode where it'll light up in each of the sensors and make sure that you're hitting in the right spot. Having to see through the full workout and competing against yourself did feel more motivating than just punching at random. But it is harder work than it looks, even doing it like this.
I'm a bit slow with this. I'd be in terrible trouble if there was a person punching.
And as with any activity tracking, you can be surprised by its findings.
Exhausting, really, but I'm done for now. I'm looking at the data and there's some surprising news here. Generally, very weak, not very skilled, but apparently with my knees, I was pretty strong. And I thought I was doing much better with the upper body, but it's my lower body that I was much stronger at. I was particularly weak at the top, although I did keep going. And I think the stamina element is also quite important. So it's not just about how hard you hit, honestly.
Here's another for the reflexes. BlazePod is a workout for the mind and body that's shifting from use by professional athletes and coaches to any of us.
The idea is that these pods light up different colours and you've got to move quickly from one to another as they light up, each one assigned for a different exercise. Now you set it all through the app. There's loads of different workouts you can plan, and then you just tap your foot on here to get started. Okay, green is star jump. Red is, what was red? What was red? Red was push-ups. Now for another workout, I have to tap each one as it lights up at speed. This involves less thought, but more needing to move fast and hit it properly. A bit stressful. Reminds me of that dance game I used to play. There are also multiple player options, and the system is recommended for rehab, where testing memory and reaction times can be pivotal for recovery. Oh, please tell me this is over. Okay, I'd better get up. And on my bike, this is starting to feel like a tech triathlon. This may look like a normal bike, but the tyre isn't your average tyre. Instead of being filled with air, a form of nickel titanium is coiled inside it. With 80 times the elasticity of steel, it has the give that's needed without the risk of needing to be pumped up. This is what the super elastic metal inside looks like, and once it's coated in polyurethane, it looks like this and bounces like that. Metal hopes to be the only tyre that your bike will ever need, without tears, punctures or messy sealant to contend with. The technology behind it came out of NASA's research for its Mars rover program. And if it can make it to space, I guess it can make it down the street. And to ride, well, it feels pretty normal. After all of that, I think I deserve a break. So now I'm testing a breathing coach. OXO is this device which comes attached to a loungewear bra and connects to an app. I'm wearing one now, and it's going to monitor how calm I am, my breathing rate and my heart rate. The aim is that overall it makes you feel less stressed and sleep better. But right now, it's time for some meditation. I could go to sleep, but I don't think I'm meant to. Of course, the whole idea of meditation is that you've got to keep doing it. Let's see. My journey to calmness. It's worked. I've become calmer since I've been doing it. My score has gone up from 66 to 72. My average calmness is that I'm relaxed. Okay, every time I test any stress-related device, it tends to indicate that if I was any calmer, I'd be dead. But at least there was some change here. And if I want to get all worked up again, well, I definitely know how to do that too. Oh, what's with all the push-ups? They're the worst ones. Oh.
I don't hear anything.
Why? Because I muted myself for the video.
Oh, okay.
That could have something to do with it. Fran is in the house. She's monitoring Clubhouse, but she won't be on camera today. So that's why we have her little icon up there. Oh, we've got some questions over here. Oh, hi. How you doing, Carlos? How you doing? he said the same thing. No audio. Okay. Sorry. I didn't want the echo coming. Yeah. Well, sometimes it does. Okay. He says it automatically mutes you. Yeah. But if I look down and see that my mic is open, I close it.
Right.
And today was one of those days. You know, technology is what it is. But I thought those were interesting articles. The first one was about using drones for agriculture in India. And the second one was about some of the innovations that have come about for fitness. And that uppercut was a sleeve that you put over the punching bag, and it lights up when you do certain types of punches and measures your strength. Then I thought that was interesting. The bra that she held up at the end that connects to an app and monitors heart rates and different things. I'm like, okay, because you know why, TJ?
Right.
Because you said, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago that wearables would be, remember that? We
Yes,
had
I did.
this great conversation about wearables. And I said, okay, this is exactly what TJ was talking about. We weren't necessarily talking about bras, but we were talking about like um, activewear,
Right.
with it built into the sleeves and cuffs and pockets and different things. And so I just want to let everybody know that TJ has been on the money.
I mean, I read stuff. I read a lot of
Yeah.
tech stuff. I read a lot of
Hmm.
marketing stuff. I read a lot of stuff. I really do.
Yeah.
And I try to stop and say, okay, I need to make content, but I can't stop
Researching,
I
research.
can't stop reading things. So when I read stuff, then I get the idea.
Hmm.
It just comes to me. I'm like, okay, this plus this equals this.
Exactly. Well, Carlos says wearables, not underwearables. Hey, I would not be surprised if it gets into everything because it's in bras. Now, what will it be in next? Spanks that you put under at bikers?
Thanks.
Because bikers already have the pads in the pants,
Right.
right? So would there be something just because tech is not doesn't weigh a lot.
Right.
It's and it can be very flexible. So yeah, building it, I can see it being built into the lining of things of that nature. So yeah, underwear is coming. Underwear is here if you count the bra, right? It's already here. So
Well,
those
I mean, with the wearables, it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be a medical thing. You know what I mean?
are. Hmm.
It's gonna be where monitoring heart rate or because like February is heart health month for
Yes.
women and stuff, and just heart health month. So there'll be things too where you the things will get recorded and sent to your doctor instead of you like going to the doctor and they take your blood
Exactly.
pressure. Like, when you
Exactly.
go and there's certain things they do, your temperature, your blood pressure, whatever. Those
Hmm.
things are going to be either connected to the watch where Apple is working on the blood pressure thing now. But say you have a shirt or a necklace or a bracelet or a ring or something,
Exactly.
and
Can you
it
imagine
sends the
it?
data.
Imagine it sending the data and you get a call from your doctor. How fast are you walking, right?
I mean, and especially for, I mean, seriously getting into like serious ailments and,
Conditions.
and
Yes.
serious things medically where people have to be monitored. So
Yes.
instead of you going to the hospital and they monitor you, you could stay at home in the bed and they monitor you.
Hmm.
Like you don't have to go to the hospital because that's not a good thing. Not a good feeling to
Hmm.
be in the hospital. So if they
And
could
plus,
do it that way,
because it can expose you to a lot of things like staph
yes.
infections and things of that nature. So the longer they can keep you out of the facility, the better.
Right. Outpatient stuff where computers and data can take over.
Hmm.
And that's gonna that and believe it or not, that will bring the cost down.
Yes, it makes
Because you're
sense.
not in the hospital where, the nurses have to do this and they have to bring you food and have to clean your room. All of those costs will go away, will go down, which is a good thing.
Hmm.
So just be aware. That's what's
Exactly.
gonna
And we're
happen.
seeing a lot of that with teledoc and things.
Yeah,
Because,
now the pandemic has brought around a
hmm.
lot of technology and the way we do things that we would have never done before if we weren't locked down.
Hmm.
See,
Hmm.
it was like, okay, I'm locked down. How do I, have a doctor's appointment or a or meet with my psychiatrist or whatever, just over the phone? Just things that they didn't have to physically touch you with can all be done that way. So now going out of the pandemic, it's like, okay, now those things are integrated in our daily lives because we're used to it.
Uh-huh.
Who would have thought, like with shopping, grocery shopping, and things like that, you didn't have to get a cart and go park. First, you got to park, get a cart, go in, pick everything. You got somebody that does it for you, and you just pull up and just open your trunk, pop your trunk, and they put it in the bag. and you drive
Exactly.
off. Or I like Amazon Fresh, so it comes to me in 2 hours,
To
and
the
I don't
door.
have right, and I
Mhm.
don't have to, go out and do this and do so. Those things by rote, anything we do by rote that a
Mhm.
computer can handle, and there's like a 99% chance of it being correct, or 98%, whatever percentage you want to put on it. Those things will be handled by technology. It's just a fact,
Wow.
because we don't need to do it. We talked about this on Tuesday about how, you when you learn math, you had to carry the one and do it on
Yes.
paper. Now we have a computer, we have a calculators came and took that task away. Now if you have a device, or you have an
Mhm.
in-home device, a voice activated device, you
Ask
just
it.
ask it whatever it is. I'm like, I'm sitting here trying to add some numbers. I was like, you know what? Let me get her to do it for me. And you just say that, hey, what plus what? And they
Yes.
give it to you. So that's because it's by rote. Things that are
Mhm.
by rote, that you don't have, the human brain doesn't have to spend its processing power, because our human brain is a processor. So we don't
Mhm.
have to spend that time on menial tasks like that.
Well, let me tell you one thing we no longer have to remember, and that is everybody's phone number. I don't even know my daughter's phone number. I mean, it's like,
I know, right? Because that when you were a kid, you had to
we
learn
had
your
it.
you had to learn your address
We had them up
and
here.
your phone number.
We knew grandma's
I
number, our
still know
best
my
friend's
mother's
number.
I still know my mother's phone number, even though she's not alive. I mean, I still know
I know.
that number, because it was like, you got to know this number, because when a kid left the house, there was no cell phones.
Yep, I remember 2427811.
Exactly. You had to leave with a dime or a quarter, and you
Mhm.
had to know your number. And those are some of the things, kids today is like, it's like, okay, I got to tell my child her address. Like, she doesn't know her address because it's all on the phone, but it has to be here, because those are
Mhm.
things that come off. Like right now, we're working on social security numbers, because to remember it instead of having the card. So that's another thing that, as a child, is like, okay, you got to know that, so you
You
just
knew it.
rattle it off, right?
You knew your social security number because,
Right. You need that.
especially if you were looking for a job, you knew it by heart. So those are the things that I wanted to share today. Um, but I'm going to hand it off to you, TJ. Let me put you in the
Okay,
position to
okay.
share.
Let me pull up
Um,
my notes.
and while you're doing that, Mark has a comment. Mark says, when I first started coaching, I was resistant to not doing it in person. When I transitioned via phone, that was 1998, I realized it was actually more effective because I am not unduly influenced by appearance. Now I only take clients virtually. So my clients have been from all over, and I have never met most of them in person. I wouldn't necessarily know them if I passed them on the street. Isn't that
Wow.
interesting? That is
Wow.
really,
That
really
just shows you how things.
how technology has transitioned us to a whole different way of interacting with individuals, be they customers, be they friends, relatives, um, human to human. This is very interesting. Thank
Wow.
you.
Okay, so let me make sure I got my notes synced.
So
'Cause,
we're about to hear from Terry Johnson online. And if you're looking to connect with Terry Johnson, you can find her at terryjohnsononlive.com and /info if you want to connect with her. She's coming to us all the way from New York City.
hello, everybody. And I see Mark has a comment about Spoutable. We talked about that last week, so we need to
Okay,
bring that up.
I'll read that while you're waiting. Spoutable is now open for everyone. I know that TJ is there. I need for you all to go over there so that I have someone to follow. If you don't follow me, no soup for you.
All right, Mark. So we're gonna follow everybody. So if you weren't here last week, I just do a recap that there's a new Twitter um alternative, and it's called Spoutable,
Oh,
Spoutible.
mentioning that.
Spoutable. Think whale, spout whale. Wait, does they
Mhm.
have a spout? So it's Spoutable, and it's similar in look and feel
Hmm.
and the way it reacts to Twitter. Now, the thing about it is that he launched it February 1st. with people who had pre-registered. Like he needed 100,000 people to sign up, and he had that. So he started with the 100,000 people, and it was, he had problems, issues, things were down, things were up, there was no connection, it was slow, blah blah blah. But he worked out those issues, and now it's open to everybody. So you go over to spoutable.com. Now it's not an app, it's a website, but you can access it on your phone through your browser, and it will look like Twitter. So instead of a tweet, it's a spout. There's a heart delight thing. Instead of retweet, it's an echo, and then you can quote, and then you can reply. There's a lot of people over there that love it now because it has Christopher Boozy is his name. He's in the tech and stuff, and he's a coder, and he has a company called Bot Sentinel where he looks at how many bots were on Twitter and YouTube, and he looks at the harassment and hate speech and everything. So he's put that into his Twitter like social media app, where it goes further than Twitter, to where you can block people and protect your feed from harassment. Like there's more tools than Twitter gives you. Plus, Twitter has its own thing going on this week, which we'll get into in a minute. But it's, sign up. There has been some, there's always negative voices. So there has been some people for some reason that want to, go at him with daggers and stuff, and saying that he's selling he has Russian code, and he's selling the.
Okay.
Ignore that.
Mark says you can edit.
Yes.
On Spoutable. Thank you.
Let me follow
much.
you, Mark, while I'm talking. So you can you do it through the browser. I'm using, I think I was using Safari, and one of the browsers that I have, and it's a very pleasant experience. It has been faster every, what is this? This is the 10th day. It has gotten faster and faster. Of course, it's going to go down. If you remember the early days of Twitter, there was a fail whale, and Twitter was down all the time in the beginning. So he's just starting out. It's just him with his Bot Sentinel company, and how he funds it is through Bot Sentinel. You can donate to Bot Sentinel, and that will help support Spoutable. Now, there are negative voices in the world and everything. So when somebody tries to do something good, here come the negative Nellies. Oh, he's selling your data. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing that. And he's got one or two people that are attacking him, like, and I think is it slander? What is it? Slander or
wow.
What's the other word? Where somebody said something about you and you can sue them. Slander and whatever. One of those that they're doing, saying slanderous things on YouTube and stuff. So he's got some legal stuff going on with them to stop them from harassing him and saying things about his company. So I ignore all that, because I'm like, only thing he got from me was the email and a Google phone. So what are you gonna do with that? Because I don't when I sign up for things, I don't use my cell phone. I use a Google Voice number. So you're gonna get something out of me over the Google Voice, go right ahead, because I don't do stuff like that on my phone. I have another phone that doesn't have cell service, but it has I can use it to surf the internet and stuff. So I don't mix those two things, because if I'm doing finance stuff on my phone, I don't mix stuff that I'm not, that it's not that I don't believe in what he's doing. I'm just saying that just in case, I use a Google Voice number. Just in case, I have several Google emails. Like, if you get one of my little extra throwaway emails, you're not gonna get anything on me, because I didn't use any real information to sign up. And I don't use it on my phone. So how are you gonna connect it to me? But there are some people that they don't do that, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what to tell you, but this is 2023. You don't need to put everything on a phone, one phone. It's all mixed up. So you need other voice over IP numbers. You need extra emails. I know it's a pain to keep track of. There are password management tools, like I use LastPass, and it stores all my passwords. So I only remember one password. And there's another one. Is it 1Password? It's one something. But there are lots of password management tools that you just remember one password, and that
Okay.
management tool remembers all your
The
email,
rest of
all
them.
your passwords. So all you do is just you log in, you tap it, and it fills it in for you. So those are some of the things you need to do because it's 2023. You cannot just have one email and have everything go to it, and then you have your financial banking stuff on this email, and then you go and sign up for something like Spoutable. I don't recommend that. Make another email that's a throwaway account, Gmail, Hotmail, whatever, Yahoo Mail, whatever, AOL Mail. Just make another one that's your throwaway. That junk, I even have it called junk. Junk goes there.
Mhm,
And I
mhm.
rarely check it. But see, those are some of the things you have to do. So with and Mark, yes.
He says LastPass.
Yeah, he's got some things while we were
I
talking.
live by
LastPass.
it.
Yeah, and you can use it for free,
Mhm,
or you can use the paid version allows you to use it on devices. The free one you have to kind of use it on the desktop. But
mhm,
the paid one, and it's not that much. What is it, Mark? Like $5 a month, $3 a month? It's something small.
mhm.
Like a small amount. And when you go on your phone or your device, you just install the app, tap it, and it fills it in for you. Now, Apple has their own password management thing built in, but I always use this too,
Okay.
also. So
And
I
Mark
use more than
says,
one thing.
thank you for the follow. He says,
Yeah, I'm
TJ's my
trying to,
first follower. I'm killing
Mark,
it.
I'm gonna follow you. I'm trying to bring up my thing, but it's there it is. I'm trying to find him. So it's spoutable.com. It's gotten
Mhm,
faster. It is a Twitter experience. I will say that it has a Twitter like experience. Everything is a spout or is based on a whale thing. And it's going to be something big because it was something that the community asked for. They wanted to, we love Twitter. We don't like the owner anymore. He has messed up everything. There's some things he did this week. Um, people are still on Twitter because it's so easy to use and they're comfortable with it. So
mhm,
getting somebody to, and I had a discussion with someone the other day. They were saying about Mastodon. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like any of the Twitter alternatives. Mark says LastPass is $3 a month. Right. It's a small
mhm.
amount. It's like the cost of a Starbucks. Starbucks costs more than $3.
It does.
So it's an investment. And then that way you remember one password and you let LastPass remember your thousands of passwords. I'm telling you,
Okay.
it saves you time. And it generates passwords for you because you know when you sign up, they ask for a password and you go, oh, let me see. Da, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't do that. So you let LastPass give you a suggested password. But getting back to this spoutable is it's because the community asked for a safe Twitter alternative and free from harassment and trolls and conservatives and all. You know, Trump is back on. He hasn't tweeted, but he's been allowed to be back on
Mhm,
Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. So his people, if you want to be in a community environment where you're free from those types of people, but if that's your gang, go, you know, have fun. But people are leaving Twitter and it's going
yeah.
to grow. So I see this, you know, in the next few months we'll be talking about spoutable. I've been on from day one, so I will report about it. And again, there are people that are trying to you know, say awful things, horrible things about the founder, about his name is Christopher Boozy. Um, you know, people doing interviews with him in the news and everything. This is not somebody out of the blue that
Mhm,
just, you know, you know you can find everything you need to know about him because he's honest and above board. So if you go to Twitter and look for Christopher Boozy, Bouzy, I think it is, he's done some Twitter spaces, some like, you know, like open house style things where he's explained what happened
mhm,
and what's going on. So if you know, I always listen to, you know, what comes from the horse's mouth and I try it. And if I don't like it, I leave it. But
mhm.
it's a good experience. I got a couple things going on. So that's spoutable. I just wanted to bring that up because and thank you, Mark, for bringing that up because I forgot to put it in my notes. So it's spoutable. Did he type it in?
I think.
I want to
Well,
put
I
it
don't know.
up.
Let me look back.
Yeah, so we want to put it up. It's spoutable.com. It's not an app yet. It will be an app soon, but you gotta crawl before you walk. We're used to Twitter as it is now, but remember, Twitter in 2006 was not a happy place to be because it kept falling down, broken. You couldn't get on. So just give it some time. Also, Mark, thank you, Mark, for all the comments because you're bringing things back. Twitter's a disaster now. Aside from the hatred and trolling, and Elon is beginning to make it the Spirit Airlines of social media. Agreed, 100%. So speaking of Twitter, I mean, I'll start with them since we're talking about Twitter. Now remember, Twitter is privately owned. So they don't he doesn't have a comms team. He doesn't have a communication department that releases things like Meta does and some of the others. So it's a privately owned company. He doesn't have to reveal anything. But news gets out. News gets out. So Twitter this week has been very busy. What they've done this week is Twitter has placed limits on tweet frequency impacting business and individual accounts.
I saw that you're tweeting too much.
Yes. So let's get into that. So company said the company Twitter says it will now limit users to a maximum of 2,400 tweets a day, but users reported being prevented from tweeting 1 or 2 tweets. So that's not true. So they started putting a limit on the frequency of tweets an account can send. And people were getting error messages this week saying they have exceeded the daily limit for sending tweets. So he is on his Twitter's help center website. They said the daily tweet limit is 2,400. And they're saying that that limit is broken down into smaller limits for semi-hourly intervals. Retweets also count towards this limit.
Mark
So
says.
Also, go ahead, Mark.
He says also 1 video a day. He thinks.
Okay, I'll go with that. Other limits on this is from Twitter's help page. So they're saying that other limits include a maximum of 500 direct messages per day, a follow limit of 400 accounts per day. So they're saying additional site rules will look at aggressive following behavior, and that number could be affected. Twitter's also capping the total number an individual user can follow to 5,000. Attempts to follow more accounts will be limited by account-specific ratios. Twitter said the limits are meant to alleviate some of the strain on the behind-the-scenes part of Twitter and reduce downtime and error pages. Another thing that they're doing, Twitter is people that reverse engineered coders that they look at the coding behind an app. They have seen attempts where Twitter is going to make TweetDeck a part of Twitter Blue. Now, if you don't know what TweetDeck is, hold on. TweetDeck was another site for Twitter that you could go in and make columns and follow different hashtags and accounts all in one view, like a panel view. Twitter bought that a few years ago and integrated it into Twitter. It's a free tool. So you go to tweetdeck.twitter.com, I believe it is, and you could use this web tool. And now I use it a lot because I said I use Twitter for research and management and stuff like that. So I can see different things in one view, like at least 4, 5, 6. You can do more columns and it just scrolls over and you can see the information that's coming through. So now Twitter is saying, Elon is saying that, oh, you can't have that for free. You have to be a Twitter Blue subscriber. So they're moving that over there. So you don't have access to it. Now, okay. More comments?
I said,
Oh, okay. Okay, so now here's some more about Twitter Blue. Twitter Blue subscribers can post tweets up to 4,000 characters long. They can they can have that length of a tweet. Now, longer tweets will display in the main feed as standard length with a show more button. So it will be 280 tweets that you see, and there'll be a show more. When you click that, you'll see the rest of the 4,000 characters. If somebody, so
Wow.
basically, you could write a blog post,
Exactly.
one tweet, but you only see the first 280 characters with a see more button. That's what Twitter Blue. Now remember, Twitter Blue is $8 a month for now. Now, another thing about Twitter Blue is they've discovered that only 180,000 people in the US are paying for subscriptions to Twitter. And this is as of mid-January. This is less than 0.2% of monthly active users. So they have found this, and there's another researcher who has now Twitter has not announced this. These are people that can look at the code and look at different things and surmise based on data what's going on. So Elon hasn't released that, but so they're saying about 200,000 people are subscribed with the Twitter Blue that have the verified blue check, and they pay $8 a month. There is more about Twitter, but that was just what I wanted to share. And I said this last year. I think we talked about this September, October, whenever this was, we talked about it. I said Twitter was not going to last.
Yeah.
And it seems to be limping along, but based on things today, where okay, now I'm limited and I can only send a certain amount of tweets a day. I mean, there was a limit before, but nobody reached it. There wasn't a limit of like this. There was a limit of like, okay, you know, something that nobody reached out and touched.
Correct.
But now he's saying you can only have so many tweets a day, including retweets. And Mark said about the one video a day.
So where's he planning to get the content from? I mean, all of these apps are based on, you know, users' contributions to keep them, you know, flowing.
If I have to pay for Twitter Blue in order to do more than what was the limit here?
Well, I don't have a problem with that. I think that when they went to Twitter Blue, they never really offered anything of value. Okay. So now they're trying to find things that they can put over there, but it's too little too late because people are like, we're done with Twitter, period.
You know, so I'm gonna tell you what's going on with Twitter. And there was another story about I don't know how true this is, but there was a story about this week that Elon Musk fired some engineer because Elon said that his engagement rate is down from before he bought Twitter to today, and the person told him, well, you know, and showed him data that he's not popular. You by you being you, Elon Musk, you have driven people away from your account. So you're not going to get as much engagement as you did before you bought Twitter because you are driving people away. So he got mad with that person and fired them. I've heard
my grandmother used to say pretty is as pretty does.
Right. And there are other people that I follow in the marketing space when Elon first bought Twitter that they was like, oh, this is the greatest thing. He's going to bring glory to Twitter and it's going to be a wonderful app and it's going to grow and be bigger than ever. And I said, I'm not going to say what I said, but I said a word and I was like, I don't know what y'all smoking. I don't know what y'all smoking. Because Elon Musk is not, they seem to think that he's some kind of genius. Based on past things that he's done, but I'm suspicious because I'm like, okay, he did the SpaceX, okay, yeah, he built Tesla, okay, yeah, but that's not him. That's just him having a company that he has engineers and scientists to build SpaceX. He has engineers and scientists to make the Tesla car. He has their designers. He doesn't do any of that. But with Twitter, this is him actually running a company where, okay, it's a bunch of people that are writing code, and he has to give them direction. See, he didn't have to direct Tesla as much. He didn't have to direct SpaceX as much. Those are more ideas, and the other people build it that he employs. This is a different animal. So he's showing his true colors by not knowing how to run, not knowing how to lead, not knowing how to do things, and it's showing. The emperor has no clothing. Know that story? The emperor, they was like all in the emperor was in the palace, and all the people inside the palace like, oh yes, da, 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 you're the greatest thing, and you look good. And then he went out and he didn't have any clothes because he believed those people. They pushed him up.
Believe his own hype. Yeah.
Right. So now, okay, yes, he started PayPal, but that was with that was the co-creation.
Elizabeth or what was her name?
I don't know who it was, but that was a co-creation with another person, and he took that money and spent it and spun it into other things. But here it is, just because he has had other successes which were not his successes. So Twitter comes along and says the emperor has no clothes, because you have to run the business. You have to know coding. You have to know this is a different animal from the other things that he does, is what I'm saying. So his actions by firing 70% of the workforce, by doing all the little things that he's done, has shown me that he's not a businessman. He does not know how to lead. He does not. He takes other ideas and turns them into stuff and lets other people create that. He's not creating anything. So by the destruction of Twitter, he's shown that he's not such a genius. That's my opinion. But these other people that I follow, they're just, oh, give him some time. He's going to turn Twitter around. Give him some. I'm like, but he's not doing normal business practices. He's not doing something that a businessman. And I follow lots of business people, like Mark Cuban. I follow Mark Cuban as a business owner, as you know, seeing him on Shark Tank and stuff, and seeing his thought process is. I'm like, that's a businessman. That's somebody that I could look at and say he started out with this little thing and now he's worth billions of dollars, and he keeps making money based on the business decisions that he has brought about and shared. On the other hand, Elon has not done that, and it's just because he was the richest man in the world and all that hype. Don't believe the hype, people. You have to look at the actions of people. Don't believe the hype. So Twitter is like, that's why I said Twitter's not gonna last, because nobody wants to buy it. If they buy it, the only people I see in buying Twitter would be something like Yahoo, and it would be pennies on the dollar. Something like a Yahoo or something like that, or Microsoft. But Microsoft doesn't want it because they're working on a Chat GPT. They're working on something else, so they don't want Twitter. So he took something that people like and he's running it into the ground, and now nobody wants to buy it. So he can't sell this thing. He can't. What did he spend? 44 billion? He's not going to get 44 billion for Twitter if he sells it. He might get 10 million. So see, I'm just saying that is just checks and balances and just knowing business and how things operate. It's not going to last, and it's limping along. It's limping along now, but now the car.
It's really sad.
I said and it's sad. That's what gets me. That it was something that people like, and they still like it because that's why they're there. But here comes somebody like Christopher that comes around and builds Spoutable, and people are they're going over there in waves. It's going to be waves, and they're going to start using that because of the conversation. Just in the last 10 days, what I've seen people say, and the conversations and how people treat each other and talk over there, it's such a pleasant experience. And if you get somebody that is negative or whatever, there's an easy way. Click, and you will never see them again. You will never be exposed to them. They can't respond to a response to you. And that's what happens on Twitter. When there's harassment going on, you can block that person on Twitter. But if somebody responds to them, that person that you block can still come into the conversation by responding to the person that responded to you. Can't do that on Spoutable. Once you're blocked, you're walled off. It's
from that conversation.
It's done. You never see that person again.
Oh, that's a winner.
It's a true ignore button over there. Okay. There's no way that person can reach you. Not a DM, not a response to a response to a response, not a this, not a that. So people are gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going on with Twitter.
Okay. That was a lot. I saw that about, you tweet too much. I was reading that article. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That he wanted to know why his engagement was down. He doesn't even know why his engagement is down. This tells another brick of he's not a genius. He's not a business genius. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Your engagement is down because people don't like you. So they ignore you, they block you, they don't respond to you. Naturally, that means your engagement rate goes down, right?
Well, what happens if all the people that he laid off go over and volunteer their time at Spoutable
Hey,
for stock options or something? You know what I
hey,
mean?
I mean, it's, he's got a company that's growing over there. So I'm pretty sure, as more, I said, if he can get a VC funding or whatever, that it's going to be bigger. But, you want to get on the ground floor, and it's not as fast as Twitter. I've seen that comment or criticism, and he's addressed that.
Mhm.
But it's not going to be Twitter 2000. Well, let's say it's not going to be Twitter 2019. It's going to be Twitter 2007 when it first came out, and it was slow. It had glitches. It went down. Expect that, but you got to give it some, give him some growing
Some grace.
room. Give him some
Mhm.
grace. Give him
Mhm.
some growing room. So just try it out and see for yourself. If you can't get on, just keep trying, because again, think small mom and pop shop
Mhm.
versus Twitter, which is this big gigantic corporation. Well, it used to be, but it's not going to run the same. Okay, it's not going to run the same. Just give it some time. So that's what I did. I signed up the first week, and then I saw the problems, and I said, I'll just come back in a week, and I did, and I noticed the difference immediately. So things are being worked on. All right, so that's what's going on with Twitter. Let's move on from Twitter because I really don't like talking about them. I don't. All right, so now we are going to go to Google.
Okay. And
All right,
Bard, are we
so
going to talk about Bard?
oh, I might as well call this AI chat generative
Day.
AI section
It's
because
AI day. Okay.
this is the biggest thing since sliced bread that they cannot stop talking about. Chat GPT, and this AI tool is called generative AI. If you want to get specific about it, so it started with Chat GPT. They came out in November of 2022. It's just taking off. Is they said in 2 months they got 100 million users or something like it was some phenomenal number. Like the growth of it is phenomenal. But what's happening is okay, so because of Chat GPT, which is connected to Microsoft, we talked about Microsoft putting in 10 billion into it and all of that. Google doesn't want to be left out of the bag, so they rushed, and I'm saying rush. They rushed their little generative AI tool called Bard, BARD. It's a play on Shakespeare. Shakespeare's uh uh nickname was the Bard, so they called it Bard. All right, so they had this come out. It's a rival to OpenAI's Chat GPT. They're saying it's going to be more widely available to the public in the coming weeks. And it didn't get off to a great start, this announcement, because it made an error in
Oh.
the demo. So what
Mhm.
happened was they had a GIF or a GIF, however you want to say it. They did a little graphic. Google did, showing Bard answering the question, "What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about?" And then one of the answers that came back was wrong, and all the scientists pointed out that it was not right.
Incorrect.
It was incorrect. Okay, so they're saying that it was incorrect, but what we have is that Google, which I'm going to say it, they dropped the ball.
They should have
Google should have been the
fact-checked.
one with the Chat GPT coming out first, but now they're bringing up the rear and they're falling and stumbling. So I shared, if you follow me on Instagram on my stories, I
Mhm.
share a lot of the Chat GPT news, and let me bring up one that let me see if I remember what. Here it is. So because of this blunder with the incorrect answer from
Mhm.
their Bard chat AI tool, generative AI tool, the company's stock fell by 9% on February 8th. They lost 100 billion off of their market cap.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the part. That's what I saw. Yeah.
The share price dropped, boom, like a I don't even know what. And but now the 100 billion is a big number. But remember, Google's trillion dollar valuation. They're in the trillions, so it's not like a big hit, but it's a side swipe. It's not a direct hit, but it's like, oh, we can't take that anymore.
Mhm. Mhm.
They can't handle that from the stock market anymore. So that's what's been going on with them. So Google came out with their thing, but Microsoft, let's talk about Microsoft.
Mhm.
And let me come down here. I got a lot about Microsoft. I had to add Microsoft. I had no Microsoft news on this thing forever, on my file
Uh-huh.
forever, but now I have a Microsoft section. Let me find it. Okay, so Microsoft. So Microsoft has their new updated Bing search engine. It has
Mhm.
Chat GPT integration. Remember, Microsoft is connected to OpenAI, which owns the Chat GPT. Microsoft put this money in, so they're partners. So they Microsoft has their search engine called Bing. Google has their thing, Google. Microsoft has Bing. Bing has 3% share of the search engine market. Google has the other 95, 6%, whatever. There's like a couple others that have
Mhm.
slivers of shares. But Bing has 3%. So Microsoft had their reveal of the new updated Bing search engine, and you can get on the wait list. I got on the wait list because I wanted to try this thing out. So what it is that, okay, so Microsoft has said there are 10 billion search queries a day, but we estimate half of them go unanswered. That's because people are using search to do things it wasn't originally designed to do. It's great for finding a website, but for more complex questions or tasks, too often it falls short. So they've integrated OpenAI's expanded language model, and it's more powerful than GPT. They put this into their Bing search engine.
Mm.
Now they demoed this week before Google did their Bard thing. So Microsoft was like, we got to get out ahead of Google. So there's little wars going on. But what is going on is that this Bing has a new chat. This is what they're saying. They have a new chat experience. This new process will enable you to ask follow-up questions. And then it's like you can in Chat GPT to glean more specific responses to your queries. Also, it has content generation. Microsoft says the new Bing can help you write an email, create a 5-day itinerary for a dream vacation to Hawaii with links to books to your travel and accommodations, prep for a job interview, create a quiz for trivia night. Now, the difference between Bing and Chat GPT is that Bing will cite the source where it got the information from. So you can cross check for accuracy.
Mhm.
Because Bing is a search engine like you're used to seeing. You go to Bing, it says, "What do you want to know?" You type it in. Chat GPT from OpenAI is okay. It's just a prompt, and you have to know what to put in it. So Chat GPT is not really a search engine, but Microsoft has tied the two together. So you use Bing search engine, you get much more than you're used to going because you have to search through all the results and decide what's best for you. Bing is going to help you with that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So they're saying now they also have an Edge browser. Microsoft has a browser called Edge. So they're saying with the Edge sidebar, you can ask for a summary of a lengthy financial report to get the key takeaways, and then use the chat function to ask for a comparison to a competing company's financials and automatically put it into a table. You can also ask Edge to help you compose content, such as LinkedIn posts, by giving it a few prompts to get you started.
Mm.
Okay, so they're saying the new Bing appears to be faster and more accurate than Chat GPT. It can also make mistakes, but again, Bing will give you links to the sort when it gives you information.
Mm-hmm.
It will give you links and you can go and fact check. So
Oh,
that
okay.
is the difference between
Mm.
Bing and Chat GPT. Now, Bing is this new updated Bing is not available yet. You have to go to bing.com and get on the wait list. And
Oh,
then
okay.
they'll let you in to try it. I have not tried it yet. Now, according to Microsoft, over 1 million people have joined the wait list to try this new Bing. And again, another part of this is that's the search engine Bing. Microsoft is also going to put this Chat GPT like AI in Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook.
Wow.
So they're going to integrate it in the Office suite, their Office apps.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to put that in March. So AI powered features in its core Office apps in March.
Mm.
So they've tested it. GPT models have been tested in Outlook to improve search results alongside features for suggesting replies to email and Word document integration to improve a user's writing. They're also working on ways to generate graphs and graphics for PowerPoint, according to Microsoft. Bing can already generate tables and charts for basic data, but transforming those into visual graphics or presentations or using it in Excel is the next step. So they're going to put it into Bing. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
approve Bing, their search engine, and they put it into the Office suite of apps. So what do we think about Microsoft?
When I saw it, how they integrated it, where it would just write paragraphs. It wrote a whole blog. Um, and you could change the font, like where you say it was integrated. You
Mm-hmm.
could change the font and the backgrounds and different things on your document. So it was sort of like putting it into um, docs and being able to do all that wonderfulness with it.
Right.
I thought it was very impressive from what I saw from the article. I don't have Edge and I don't really use Bing,
Me
so I
either.
don't know how it would affect, my ability to transition if I wanted to use it.
Okay, so with Bing, I'll tell you what I did. I got on a wait list, and then they said if you download the app, it'll push
Mhm,
you up the wait list. So I downloaded the Bing app, which
mhm,
like you said, I've never used it. I knew about Bing and I knew about Edge, but I never used it because
mhm,
for one, I'm on Apple. I'm on Apple's ecosystem, but I can use Bing if I choose to. I don't choose to because naturally you go to Google or you use Safari. Now I installed this Bing app and it looks impressive. It looks like something I would use. But I have to train myself to go to it because I go to Google. I have a big G and anytime I want to know anything, I tap that big G and I talk into it and
mhm,
I say what I want and it brings me what I need. So this is the deal. Now, how and that's why I brought up the 3%. That Bing has a 3% share of the search engine market. Google has the rest.
mhm.
So, and
Okay.
you brought up a good point. How am I going to use it? I mean, because I don't use it. It's not installed on
Exactly.
my phone. I don't use Edge. I use Google. I use Chrome. How am I going to use it?
Mhm,
Awareness. If you're following the Chat GPT war, and I'm calling it a war because it's Google and Bing and this and that. Um, if you follow the news, you will hear about it and go, "Oh, let me try it." And then on the other side of that, remember Chat GPT is charging now $20 a month.
yes, it is.
And I'm going to tell
Say
you
that.
what happened. And I think I said this on Tuesday. I got a new laptop this week.
Mhm,
And so I put I can time machine put everything back, but it didn't have my cache. So when I went to Chrome and typed in to log into Chat GPT, it said, "Oh, it's at capacity right now. Put your email in and we'll let you know when it's available." But I've been trying to get in all week. Now on the side of that
mhm,
message, it says sign up for Chat GTT Plus. Now if I sign up for
mhm,
Chat GTT GTP Plus is a bunch of Chat GTP Plus on the new laptop, I'll get instant access because that's how it works. But here's the trick, and I think I said this, and a friend reminded me that I said this in the beginning, that I keep it open on my I'm on my iMac. I keep it
Uh-huh.
open. So when I close
Okay.
it opens right back up. So I'm able to use, and this is one account. Now you remember you log in with your email. I'm already logged in here. So when I use it on my iMac, it goes right in and I can use Chat GTP. But if I'm trying to sign into something new where because my cache is stored here, it saves everything. I logged on to a different computer that didn't have my saved information and it says, oh, it's at capacity. But here, sign up for
Mm-hmm.
Chat GTP Plus. So see what's going on is that
Mm-hmm.
this tool has come out. Everybody's talking about it for the last few months. It does all of these great things, and you can do all of this and that, create content and blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
But you have to pay now. So if you have to pay for Chat GTP Plus, where do you go? You go over to Bing. But you got to know about it. So that's what I'm saying. You have to know. That's the key to this. Who knows about it? Now, if you
Mm-hmm.
watch us here every week, you know about it. So I said, go over to Bing, get on the wait list. I went to Reddit. They said it takes like 36 hours or 48 hours or whatever. I'm
Oh,
still
that's not
looking.
bad.
That's what they said in Reddit. I'm still looking to
Mm-hmm.
get in, but I installed the app because I'm like, I want to get in. I want to see this new Bing. I want to see what's going on. So I want to see it. So this is the thing. If you pay attention and you're watching the news or you're listening to us, okay, I'm not paying $20 for Chat GPT because I've got other AI tools that are not Chat GTP exactly, but they work in the same way. So I'm not gonna pay $20 a month for something I already have access to with my other
Mm-hmm.
tools. And plus, Canva. We talk about Canva a lot.
Yeah.
Canva.com has Chat GPT built into it. Canva also makes documents like Word. You can make
Mm-hmm.
documents. You could take that information and create a presentation, just like in Word. They're putting it into PowerPoint, well, Canva already does that. I don't have to wait for Microsoft. I'm already
Mm-hmm.
there with
Mm-hmm.
Canva Magic Write. I'm already there. So I'm good. I'm good, but I still want to try out the Chat GP, the Bing. I want to try it out in
Yeah.
Bing because I want to try it out, and then I want to see are they going to charge me for that too? I'm not using it, but I'll try it out while it's free because I've already
You
got other
know.
tools. And I know Mark talks about Word here. He has Word Hero, so that's a
Mm-hmm.
paid tool. So he's already got access to Chat GPT like tools. So that's the
Yes.
deal. Which one do
Wow.
you want to try?
I think I'm going to stick with Canva because it has tools that I know how to use.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I liked it. And I didn't know it was a trial when I was using it. But then when I came back, it said, "Oh, you've used up your trial, whatever."
Yeah,
So
they give you
yeah,
a 30-day trial. Mhm.
mhm. So I'm gonna go
I
in
think
and
it's what is it, 100 something a month, like $12 a month. I mean a year
it's
or
12
something like
something.
12 something a
Hmm.
month. If you pay by the year, you probably get a discount. And then
Hmm.
you get to do everything you need to do. You need to make social media graphics, is there. You need to make presentations, is there. You need to create a document, it's there. You want to
Hmm.
create a reel, a story, it's there. So they're already, Canva's like, we're already here in this war. But what I'm surprised about is that Google fell on their face. They said it was their presentation was underwhelming, and you would think Google having like 97% of the market would have had
Yes.
already been working on this. So they had to come,
Hmm.
rush out. They rushed out their Bard and it fell flat. Microsoft is coming out with their Bing, but you made a good point. Who know about Bing? I did because I'm in the space, but the regular person doesn't know about Bing. They only know Google. Windows users don't even use Edge as a browser. They use Chrome, which is a Google product. So you see how that works out. So I don't know. I mean, they have to put out, advertise it or something, or they have to have the news talk about it or whatever, and we're talking about it here, that's how you're going to know
Yeah.
about me.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to know.
Yeah, but if you're not a big user, it's going to be a challenge. So,
Right. If
but
you're not
I
a
like the
Microsoft,
idea of getting on the wait list. Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
I get on the wait list for a lot of free things, and that's how I go, well, that works and that doesn't. Like we talked about Be Real, and when it first came
Yeah.
out, I got on it and I looked at it and I was like, this ain't going nowhere. And we talked about, no one has talked about Be Real.
Not
Another one.
lately.
Another one that's going. So, you know, you have to, you don't have to try the things out. That's what we do here. We talk about it, we bring you the news. I try them out, we try them out, and we give our opinion, and you can either try it out yourself or not. That's up to you. But that's what's going on. So there is an actual AI tool war going on between Microsoft and Google. Microsoft wants more share of the search engine market, and this is their way to do it. Google has their David and Goliath. Google is Goliath, thinking nobody's going to knock them down, but here comes David with that rock. So I'm really surprised at Google. I'm really surprised at Google. But if I was going to, and I will, if I want to buy some Google stock, this is the time to buy it because it went down.
And I'm thinking also that they just made it wasn't necessary to come out with such a scientific question. Just ask the thing something basic and let it write.
Is the thing. Google should have been, they're showing that they dropped the ball. They should have been the leader on this. And Microsoft is coming out the leader on this because they've got the integration with chat. They've been working with Chat GPT. They put the money in. And you would think, that's what I'm thinking. Google, I'm like, what are you guys doing? You're just, you're asleep at the wheel. Google should have been the leader in this thing. But the 3% versus the 97%, Microsoft may get some more search engine share out of this from Google, but they're not going to beat the 97%. They might get a couple more percentage points, but it's like you said, and I'm glad you brought it up, Terry. Who knew? Who knew about Bing? The average person on the street doesn't know Bing. They're like, what is that? Is that a cherry? I know a Bing cherry.
The only reason we know is because we tend to look at Verge and different articles. You know what I'm saying?
Because we immerse ourselves in that where we're getting the information, but the average person is not aware of Bing. So that's their hurdle. Like, what is that?
I think so.
So now I got to install an app on my phone. I got to go and install the browser. And do I want to do all that?
That's Probably what I'm thinking.
Probably not. But Chat GPT is charging me $20 a month though. Because if you hadn't gotten in from November, December, you can't get in now. Because they started out free. Now they're a free level that you can't get into, but there's the paid door that's always open, long as you pay. Same thing that Twitter's doing. Like, long as you pay for that Twitter Blue, you'll get TweetDeck. You'll get access to tweets as many tweets as you want a month, and all. So that's what's happening. They give you the free taste of it. You use it. You love it. And then they go, oh, you really like this? Well, to stay on the fast lane, you got to pay $20 a month. And some people will, and some people won't. So,
who does that sound like?
All right. So that's what's going on with Microsoft. A lot with them. Okay. Let's, let's hurry this one up. Okay. So Snapchat, let me talk about them. Snapchat has they have theme lenses and things for Super Bowl. What is it? Super Bowl.
Okay.
What number Super Bowl is this?
I don't know, but it's happening Sunday. LB11. Somebody out there give me I don't keep up with the numbers. I just know the Super Bowl and a Roman number. So they have team lenses, Bitmoji outfits, theme spotlight challenges to celebrate the Super Bowl, which is coming up Sunday. So they have Snap team lenses that enable you to virtually show your support for the Chiefs or the Eagles, whoever you're going for in the app. They have you can go to the
NFLshop.com from the lens to purchase jerseys and things like that. Remember, we talked about Snapchat doing the virtual try on, the AR, where you can go and buy the item after you tried it on. They did that with Halloween costumes and some other things. So
Oh
now
yeah.
they're doing it with
Mhm.
NFL. There's also going to be a State Farm Stadium lens. That's the stadium they're playing in. It's going to have live data, including scores, the game clock, and
Oh.
play-by-play stats. And so there will also be on Spotlight, they'll have theme challenges. The link in the Super Bowl, they have a hashtag NFL Superfan. Show and tell the NFL why you're the number one football fan in the NFL Superfan Spotlight Challenge for a chance to win $10,000. They also have hashtag Super Bowl Snacks. Show us step by
Oh.
step how you make your tastiest Super Bowl snacks for a chance to win a share of $5,000. So those
Oh.
challenges are open now. So this is Snap's area that
Mhm.
they are using what they're good at, which is lenses. Where where you have the little things on your
Yes.
face, you take pictures and it's fun. And so they're taking that and using that as a bridge to creating revenue for the app, where you're going to the NFL.com to buy stuff. You're going to I think it was Party City and one of those other things for the Halloween costume once you did it in the app. And it was
Mhm.
something with Amazon, a couple other companies. So I
Yeah.
expect them to do more of that.
That makes sense.
And I saw an article, oh, is anybody still using Snapchat? I'm like, yeah, if you 18 to 24 or 30,
My
yes.
grandson is definitely using it, and
Yeah.
he's gonna be a senior
So
in high school.
these
Yeah.
articles that I see, they're generated for an older crowd, which you're not on Snapchat. So of course it's dead to you. But if you're in that
Mhm.
demo, that age group, yes, they are using Snapchat. And when they do things like this NFL Lens and the Spotlight Challenge, they're going to generate that base will be energized to
Mhm.
spend money. So there you go, Snapchat. Good for you. Just a couple more things. Meta is exploring paid blue check marks on Facebook and Instagram. So you know what that paid blue check mark thing is, right? Getting verified with a blue check. So they're going to have you pay for it just like Twitter. So this is reverse engineering pro Alessandro
Wow.
Paluzzi. He saw in the code a mention of a paid blue badge in both Facebook and Instagram code. It probably refers to a subscription service for both apps, which could give you a blue verification badge as a result.
Uh-huh.
Meta has neither confirmed nor denied this project, but this has been discovered.
Oh my God.
So look
Okay, here
for
we go.
all these blue check marks being verified because they paid, just like Twitter. So look
This
for
is
that.
going to be interesting. Okay.
Right. And also Meta has put 45 back on Facebook and Instagram. I mentioned that earlier.
Mhm.
Okay, something from Instagram, they've expanded gifts for Reels creators. So everybody has the option to accept virtual gifts from their fans with a button on the clips. This is where people can you do a reel, and then they have an option for you to buy a gift to show your appreciation, and you go in and you tap it and you get to spend, I think it's 99 cents, 2.99, 4.99. Some of that money goes to creators. Remember, Meta, Instagram will keep their cut.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
here's the quote. Viewers will purchase stars and use them to send you gifts on Instagram. Instagram will then provide you with a revenue share from your reels that receive gifts on a monthly basis equal to 0.01 US dollars. That's 1 cent for every star received from fans. So you get 1 cent per star. So it's a 40% split, with the creators getting 40%. The creators get 40%, Meta gets 60%. You won't get the money until you reach a threshold of $100, and then you can cash it out. So Instagram says that you can go to your professional dashboard to see if you have access to Instagram gifts, and you can enable that if you so choose.
Okay.
Remember that you do an Instagram live. There's a gifting feature in there too. Again, the creator does not get 100% of that money. They get 40% of that money. Instagram Meta gets 60%.
That's okay. It beats a blank.
It beats a blank, yes. So if if you're doing a live and you do a lot of reels, turn it on and you'll get a couple of dollars. You don't get a lot of money, but you'll get a couple of dollars. So, and I believe that is it. Yes, that is it.
Okay.
There's more, but I don't want to. We can't talk about everything.
Overwhelm us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Terry, we are just so grateful for your contributions. You always keep us on top of things, and you're such a forecaster. I love that about you. It's like she forecasted that whole, wearable thing and the whole.
Then I just remember way back when, before Facebook and Instagram connected, and I said they would.
They would merge at the three
into
would
one.
merge.
They would merge into one thing, one entity, and they have.
Here comes WhatsApp, and yeah, all of that.
All of that is now one thing. I mean, it's still separate apps. I didn't say because I even said that they're not going to. Each individual app will not close, but the back end is integrated, so you can seamlessly message one from the other, from Messenger to Instagram to WhatsApp, because it made sense.
Yes, which basically is what has happened, guys.
Right. So and I vaguely remember way back then somebody said I was wrong. I might have to dig that up. Somebody said it in the comments that no, they wouldn't do that.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, we shall see. And here we are. I will have to dig way back. I don't have time. But I remember that somebody said that no, they didn't believe that it would happen, but it did. So
wow.
I don't know. These things, it just comes to my mind. So
I don't know how you do it, but I know that you have been accurate and you are a great forecaster. And I want to just let people know that if Terry says it, you better start doing your research, because it is subject to happen and happen soon. So with that, I want to remind everybody, I want to thank you, Terry. It's just amazing how you keep on top of all these things. Because a lot of times I don't understand these things, and we really need you to come in here and explain this stuff to us in English. Like the whole Bing thing and the integration. Thank you for that. We want to remind everybody it's okay to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line. If you're looking to be a part of BizChicks, you can text Biz to 33777. Become a part of the BizChicks community. We'd love to help you with all that you do and help you run a profitable business that's fun to run. If you need help with your tech, if you're trying to stream and need help with that, let us know. Give us a call. Or if you just need somebody to explain to someone in your family how to use their phone. We can help you with that, guys.
And if you want to follow me, it's Terry Johnson Online everywhere. Just whatever platform you want to go to is Terry Johnson Online.
And I think somewhere in here is a
the link if you want to. And I have a Discord where I'm putting information in that you can easily access. Is go to terryjohnsononline.com/info. There'll be more information there. There's a freebie section. I'm adding more stuff to the freebie section, so just go there and you'll get free stuff.
There you go.
That's what's called freebies.
Does it get any better than that? Thank you so much, Terry. We just appreciate all you do. I want you to know that Dr. Tachi is on the road today, so she won't be coming in. So we want to give a shout out to her and wish her well. Fran is at a conference, so she's sort of monitoring the chat during that time. And so, hey, Fran, we just love you. And we just want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to spend time with us to learn more about tech and how to use it. With that, we want to thank you, and we'll see you Monday for Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations with the Biz Chicks. Thanks again, TJ.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.